All right, y'all, we are live. Good afternoon. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. I do pray you and your families are super blessed as the Bitcoin is getting some crazy volatility, and we'll be asking the question, is the bottom in, guys? And I'm currently up right now about 14 grand in profits. All these trades given in the dang Casper crew, guys. The long setup given yesterday at 6:05 p.m. from the exact low. Let's see, where was the exact low? Right here, man. Look at that. Look at that, guys. Would you look at that? Would you look at that? From the exact low, setup given in real time, and also the short given in real time. And I say real time because I'm giving these signals, and they're not signals because this ain't no financial advice, as the price action is playing out. I'm not giving a signal. I'm just telling people what I'm doing. And these two scalps I'm in right now are scalps that I also gave in real time in the Casper one, about the short trade I'm in on the scalp and the long trade I'm in on the scalp. That's how we do it, guys, in the Casper crew. Shout out to the Casper crew VIP Discord. And guys, I'm starting a free scalping group, which is separate from the VIP Discord. If you want to join the scalping group, which is totally free, all you got to do is sign up either to ANTARCTIC Exchange or BLOFIN. Links in the pinned chat, all right? Guys, this is wild. We are getting a bounce. Let's zoom out here on the Bitcoin chart. We're going to talk about why we got the drop in the first place, why we got the bounce. All right, let's discuss this right now. We got to shout out everybody in the chat right now. Got to give a major shout to everybody in here. All right. Looks like we might be experiencing some buffering. Is that true? Do we have buffering? Do we have buffering right now? Come on. Come on. Don't tell me we have buffering. Well, it looks like we're good. Larry Garcia, why does the chat delete your messages? It doesn't, man. The chat does not delete your messages, my man, Larry Garcia. They are here. Shout out to my man, Larry Garcia. Shout out to Jay Armo. Shout out to everyone here in the chat. All right. We're going to talk about why Bitcoin got a bounce, why Bitcoin got a dump, and what is going to happen next. All right. We got a lot to talk about. Why did Bitcoin get a drop? And what is going to happen next, guys? Let's see who we got in the house today. Shout out to Not Quicker. Everything looks good to Not Quicker. Shout out to Shirley Sound. Shout out to Steak Sauce. Shout out to Crypto Pump It. What is going on, Crypto Pump It? Shout out to Ubadubigetek. Do we long from here? Am I on vacation? No, I'm not on vacation. Why does everyone keep asking if I'm on vacation? I'm not on vacation, man. I'm not on vacation. All right, I'm just pacing around my house, man. I'm not on vacation. It disappears on your end. It's probably, you probably got like, there's the live chat versus like the live versus the total chat. I don't know. I'm not a YouTubeologist over here, Larry Garcia, but there are weird things that happen with YouTube. All right. Shout out to Max Tokyo. Shout out to BTC Recipe. Shout out to PrimeVibs3. Shout out to Crypt Walker 777 who says Jesus is king. Amen. I got to give a big amen to that right now, guys. Man, I also, look, I got to give a major shout to the Casper crew because honestly, guys, I've just been back in the zone with Bitcoin. All right. I have been back in the zone with Bitcoin. I stopped trading big money for a while. I'm back to trading my big money. I'm back to being in the zone. All right. Taking these scalps in here. All right. Letting people know about the scalp I'm looking for on the 5-second time frame. Look at this. Given the dang level on the 5-second time frame, and that's exactly where we bounced, baby. Lock in a couple $100 on that trade right there. And then also I told everybody before this that I was taking the short trade from right here, from right around 69,200, looking for a move down to 68.6. Of course, that short trade is the one open still right now. Locked in a juicy profit on that, nice $400 profit, and got the rest running. We are scalping this Bitcoin price action like a dang guitar fretboard, sweep picking up and down, arpeggio sweep picking, string skipping. All right, we got the 5150 and we got the tube screamer pressed, ready to go, baby. All right, so the Bitcoin price right now, chopping around this little area. All right, if we zoom out on this price action, you can see that, well, we came down and we got a little bit of a bounce from around $65,600. All right, let's talk about why Bitcoin is getting a bounce, why we got to move to the downside, and what we can expect next. Because to be totally honest with you guys, this is a critical time, a critical area, a critical level for Bitcoin. All right, this is serious stuff right now. This ain't no joke. This ain't no joke for Bitcoin, because what happens here is going to determine whether or not we pump back up to $82,000, or if we actually get a move all the way back down to around in the 50s. I'd say $57,000 would be the next area that we need to be aware of. But here's what I'm looking at right now, y'all. All right, the Bitcoin price. Why did we get a move down? Well, it's because we lost the value area high of the local range, right? When you lose the value area high of the local range, the probabilities are highest that you make your way down to the value area low of the range. Now, if you have been following my channel, and you totally should, where is my channel? Yeah, right here. If you've been following my channel, and you totally should, you know that last week, I was literally looking for, if we lost the value area high of the range, to come down to the value area low of the range. And as we come down to the value area low of the range, I am ready and prepared to take a long trade from there, which is why yesterday, after patiently waiting all day, I let everybody know I'm taking a long from here. Now, if we are going to continue in the uptrend, this is a very important higher low to make. In fact, if you're looking at any sideways range, the very important zone of support, if you're going to make a higher high, which we did over here, and now you're saying to yourself, okay, we've switched market structure, we're no longer in this downtrend, now we're starting to be in an uptrend, we have our low, our high, our higher low, our higher high. You look for the higher low to come in between the 618 and the 786. That is called the Jason Casper pocket right there. And we come right into the Jason Casper pocket, and we get ourselves a nice little bounce right from that area, all right? Now, I am kind of interested right now in a local trade, which is why I'm kind of keeping my eyes on the chart here. We are forming some 1-minute bullish divergence. I might have to hop into a trade, depending on what happens here, all right? We get a bounce right from the Jason Casper pocket, and we're reclaimed POC right now. So this is super important, guys, because if we can close the daily candle above the white line, which is the POC of the range, we got it right here at about 67,931, then honestly, the probabilities are highest that we're going to come and revisit 70,500, and the probabilities, in my opinion, are actually highest that we continue in an uptrend and eventually make our way to the next major resistance, which is the Fibonacci golden pocket at around $83,000, right? That would actually be the next place where I would look for Bitcoin to come up to if we are actually going to hold a higher low right here, because then honestly this uptrend is intact. We've got ourselves a beautiful low, high, higher low. We could look for a higher high, and the next major resistance really is going to be at that $82,000 area. Why 82,000? Well, when we take a look at the chart here, you can see that this is just the previous support resistance flip right in this zone here. And so if we're going to get a bigger move to the upside, that is where you would want to see that come up to, right? And so there is a real chance here. There is a real chance. I'm not saying it's going to happen. You guys got to understand, I'm not a predictor when it comes to trading, right? I am not a predictor. I'm just saying, if we can hold this as our higher low, and it is a false move Monday, that is a weekend low. I even welcome a move back down to that area. I even welcome something like this to happen, right? As long as we hold this green box in the Jason Casper pocket, I am looking for a higher high to come in, okay? So that is where we stand right now. If we lose this Casper pocket, guess what? Then I am fully expecting the Bitcoin price to make a new macro low. We're talking about way down here at around at least $59,000, probably lower. And the reason I say probably lower is because if we go to a higher term time frame and we take a look at the Fibonacci golden pocket pull from the bear market bottom to the all-time high of the bull market, you could see that that fib pull is coming in pretty much right around 54 to 57,000. And so if this is a bear market, which I believe it is, and if the bottom is not in, which I don't believe it is, we have our range drop, range drop, range drop, and that's going to take us right around in the mid 50s. And here's the thing, and I have to be very upfront and clear about this. Now let me be clear. Sorry, that was my Joe Biden impression. Now let me be clear. Let me be clear. No hate toward Joe. I like Joe. You know, in fact, he was one of the most entertaining presidents we've had. Him and Trump, two of the most entertaining presidents I think we've ever had. Right? Before Trump and Biden came along, presidents were like serious people. All right? Now they're entertainment value as well as presidents. And, you know, the poor guy didn't even know how to poop in a toilet bowl by the time they made him to be the president. The poor guy probably didn't even know he was president. All right? But that's besides the point. The point here is this, guys. The point here is this. Look at these juicy trades. All right? Look at these juicy trades that we have been locking in, man. The past few over here in the Casper crew. All right? We got these, and then we still got the ones we got open, man. We are crushing it, baby. I'm back in the zone. I'm back in the Bitcoin zone, man. I am back in the dang zone. All right? Mentally, physically, I am here, baby. I'm in these charts. All right, I am in the charts, baby. You know, too fired up. What were we talking about? What was I even talking about, guys? Does anybody know what I was talking about? In the chat, let me know. Guys, if you want to join my free scalping group that is launching this week, a private Discord, sign up to ANTARCTIC or BLOFIN. Those two exchanges are going to get you exclusive VIP fees if you use my link, plus access to my exclusive scalping group where I'll be scalping in real time, y'all. You made a giant bubble? My son just made a giant bubble. Wow, look at that giant bubble. So, yeah, if we're in a bear market, which I believe we are, okay, here's what we need to really understand, guys. Now is the time to be buying Bitcoin, all right? Now is the time to be buying Bitcoin. Right now, Bitcoin is at a 50% discount from the all-time high to where we dipped down to, a 52% discount. Currently, our current price, 46% discount. We are at half off right now. Half off. Any other thing in life, if you had an opportunity to buy it at 50% off, and it's something that you know is a good asset or a good thing to have, you would buy it, right? Here's the thing. The money flow on the weekly is in the red. Let's take a look at the money flow on the weekly here. We're going to go to Bitcoin and just take a look. Whenever the money flow on the weekly goes into the red, guys, historically speaking, that is the time to be buying Bitcoin. Once we change market structure on the monthly and money flow on market Cipher B is in the red, if we just draw a box around that time, this was the time to be buying Bitcoin, right? You bought in this box when money flow was in the red on market Cipher B, buying every dip, boom, you ended up in juicy profit. Last cycle, market Cipher B, money flow in the red, we change structure on the monthly. You buy until the money flow goes back into the blue, right? If you're DCAing while the money flows in the red until it goes back into the blue, you bought the bottom. So here we are again, guys, change structure on the dang monthly, all right? Money flow is in the purple or the red, whatever color you use. Hopefully you use purple and you don't use red. If you use red, that probably means you're not the brightest bulb in the box, no offense, all right? But blue and purple, that's where it's at. Red and green. There's an old saying, red and green will bust your spleen. But purple and blue, that's what the cool kids do. All right? Red and green will bust your spleen. But purple and blue is what the cool kids do. That's why Antarctic Exchange comes blue and purple. Everything's blue and purple. The P&L is blue and purple. The buy and sell button is blue and purple. Everything's blue and purple on Antarctic Exchange, the best decentralized exchange where now you can also trade gold and silver. And if you use my link, you get 0.02% fees. Totally decentralized, so you can actually, you know, keep the money in your dang cold wallet. You're buying Bitcoin right now while the money flows in the red. You are setting yourself up. If you're buying now until the money flow curves back into the green, which probably won't happen until the winter, maybe the late fall, you know. Might not happen until even, you know, sometime in 2023. 2023. in 2027 maybe, who knows? But the point is, you are setting yourself up for an easy 3 or 4x by 2029. And this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just trying to keep the context over here, guys, that the people who buy in the bull market are the dumb ones, all right? The people who buy at $100,000 are stupid because Bitcoin is at all-time highs. Imagine if you went to a car dealership, you were trying to buy a car, and the car is $200,000 more expensive than usual. Would you buy it? No. You'd wait until the price came back down, right? It's like that with anything in life. All right, people are buying, ooh, it's at an all-time high, I better buy now. No. You sell at all-time highs, all right? You buy when we're 50% off or lower, all right? And then when Bitcoin comes back up to $130,000, that's when you start to sell. If you want to make money, some people don't. Some people like to hodl forever, and I respect that. I'm also a forever hodler myself. I will hodl Bitcoin until the day I die. But I'm also here to make money on the short-term volatility, baby, if you know what I mean. We got to give a meter shout in the chat to everybody in here, guys. Make sure to smash up the dang likes, all right? Will I send out invitations for Antarctic trading group? No. Here's the thing. If you sign up to either BLOFIN or Antarctic, you get into the trading group, all right? Here's the trading group. It's not live yet. It will go live this week. All right, you're not going to see this. Join my free Discord. It's in the free Discord where you will see it. There's something called the Scalping section. All right, there's a Scalping section. See if I can't find it in here. It's hard to find. There will be something in here called the Scalping section where you need to input your user ID from the exchange. And here we go. The Scalping zone. All right, the Jason Casper Scalping zone. All right, you're going to have to put in your user ID that you've signed up under my affiliate link, and you get free access to a private group where I will go live on the stage, all right? I will go live on the stage here and show my screen, and we'll also have a private group where we get to discuss all about the scalps, right? Very similar to what I'm doing in my VIP. The VIPs, they get access to everything. Certain times a day, the free scalping group, I'll be in there posting what I'm looking at, all right? So, I better leave this group here. Yeah, let's leave that group, all right? So that's where it's at, all right? That's where it's at. All right, let's see what happens here as the Bitcoin price is in Chop City. Bitcoin price is in Chop City right now, all right? Am I walking around with the laptop? Yes, I'm walking around with the laptop, man. I'm walking around with the laptop, all right? I just don't even care. I don't even care. I know. Look, the Jason Casper YouTube channel I go through phases. Right now, it's the most unprofessional phase I've been in. I don't care. The reason why I don't care is because I'm in the trading zone, all right? When I'm in the trading zone, I don't have time to set up stupid desk in an office and all this crap, all right? I'm just living my dang life trading Bitcoin, making tens of thousands of dollars, all right? If you don't like the background, then I don't care. You don't like that I'm opening up the fridge to put away the organic Greek yogurt? You know, I don't care. All right? I don't care. All right? You could leave. You could leave. Does Antarctic have an app for the phone? Of course it does. I don't trade on exchanges that don't have an app for the phone. I do not even bother with that stuff. But yeah, of course it does. Look, I'm in here right now on my phone, trading on Antarctic. See, look at this. You know? Phone, Antarctic, baby, of course. That's how we roll. That's how we roll. Yeah. So yeah, of course it's got that, man. Do I ever sit or stand still? Sometimes yes, sometimes I do. But I love to move, guys. Look, the walk keeps you in the zone. See, Papa, he knows. He knows. That's what keeps you in the zone, is the constant walking back and forth, all right? That's what keeps you in the dang zone, baby. All right. Let's see. Coming back to the Bitcoin chart, we talked about the bear market. We talked about the bull market. And let's talk about what's happening local now. So we are in a pretty nice, I have to say, like, you know, I got to be real. All right, I ain't going to be fake. I'm going to be real. Right now, the fact that we're bouncing from the Casper pocket is bullish. We've changed market structure here, right? We're holding above the POC, which basically means this, man. the trend is your friend right now. I'd say I'd be looking for another long trade either at the back test of the POC, which is going to be 68,000, or coming down to the local Casper pocket, that's going to be at around $66,700, right? I would be looking for either at the back test of the POC at 68K or coming down to around, let's call it 67,000 for a bounce, right? Those are two bullish scenarios. Now, there is one last thing that we need to consider, which is weekend lows tend to be fickle, right? Weekend lows tend to be fickle. They do not give us, oftentimes the weekend is not the time where we actually make that real low. And Monday is called False Move Monday for a reason, right? False Move Monday, it means it's not a real move, right? It's a false move. So just be aware of the possibility of coming back down $64.9-ish thousand, dipping below that value area low one more time. And if we do it one more time, let's just take a look at our market cipher, what things would look like. Things would look pretty dang bullish, right? We get a move down, we would have a really nice bullish divergence here as we came down one more time to that low. All right. Now, this is very key support. If we lose this box, like I said, the chances are highest, the probabilities are highest that we do come back down to $29,815. And likely we're going to come down to the 50s in that Fibonacci golden pocket, which is another spot buy for me. I am like, want to be super clear that I am buying Bitcoin now on spot. I am looking to load up Bitcoin right now on spot. All right, objectively speaking, it is a good buy. Like Bitcoin's always a good buy, but right now it's really a good buy because you're at a 50% discount. Can you imagine if this degen long trade that I'm in right now actually ends up printing? That would be wild. Can you imagine if we don't take the lows here? What if we don't take the lows? That would be pretty wild. Let's do a little experiment here. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, let's see what happens here. Let's give a major shout out to everyone in chat one more time. Ready Trader 1 starting Jason Casper. LOL. That is funny. He has an upgraded treadmill unidirection with the smart green screen. Yeah. What made me move? I didn't move anywhere. Here's the thing, guys. All right, I've already said this. I've retired from the winter. All right, I'm done with the winter. I'm totally done with the winter. Here's what made me get a place that's not in the winter. I can. All right, the Lord blessed me. I can do it. I didn't want to do it for the longest time because I didn't want to be weak. I said, no, I'm not a pussy like that. I can handle the cold. My grandfather, you know, he's from that greatest generation. You know, he came over here. He came from Cuba in the 40s. He didn't know English. He didn't have a high school degree. He didn't have any education. He went to school at night. He worked a job in the day. Then he worked a job in the day, went to college at night. You know, every day waking up early, doing what he had to do because he was just that cool, right? Both my grandfathers were like that. So am I really going to sit here and say, oh, I don't like the winter, so I'm going to like get another house that's in Cuba? But then I said, you know what? Screw it. Because I don't want to be miserable every year in the winter. That's really it. I hate the winter so much. So the farm, I've got people watching the farm, baby. I've got, you know, it's a community vibe over there. We're a community of homesteaders. So we got people out there watching the animals, watching the property, watching the farm, you know. And then I'm out here in Cuba right now with Elon Musk internet, just living it up in the winter. But don't worry, as soon as spring comes, as soon as it's time to break ground and plant food, I'll be right back in the farm, baby. But there ain't nothing to do now anyway. Everything's frozen, literally. This year, up in the farm, it was like negative 25 degrees. Literally negative 25 degrees. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. Negative 25 degrees. And I'm down here in Cuba in the beautiful sunshine with all that vitamin D. Vitamin D and the mangoes and the guavas. You know what I'm saying? You're Cuban? That's what's up. I'm Cuban too. All right. Do I miss the farm? Heck no, I don't miss the farm. No, I don't miss the farm. I love the farm in the spring and the summer and the fall. All right. I love the farm then. But I hate the farm in the wintertime because the farm is on top of a mountain, guys. The farm is on top of a mountain. And it's like at my location than it is down the mountain once you get to like the main drive, right? So when it snows up there, it's like the Antarctic. It's like the Antarctic ice wall at the edge of the flat earth. And across there is ultimate, infinite other realms and earths to be explored and discovered. And the Illuminati's hiding it from you, baby. All right, that's how cold it is right now. Up at the farm. All right. So nah, I don't miss that at all. You know, I have to stay in my house. To stay inside, I have to go out and give the chickens food and water and clean the poop out of the chicken coop. It's so cold, those chicken turds are solid. You can pick them up with your bare hands. You don't even get messy. The solid chicken turds, you can throw them real hard against the wall to actually dent the siding. All right? It'll dent the dang siding. But do I speak Spanish? Sí, señor. Yo hablo mucho español, mi amigo. Porque mi abuelo es cubano. Comprende? Shout out to traders in the tropics. Yeah, okay. So here's the deal, guys. Bitcoin getting a little bit of a move. Let's check out some other coins here. I do want to check out ETH. All right, Bitcoin right now. We know the deal. You know, I have to say, like, I am feeling pretty bullish on Bitcoin in general right now. Like, we do have confirmed uneven butt cheeks on the 4-hour time frame. We got the juicy left and the skinny right on the 4-hour time frame, right? Let's just be objective here. You know, on the 4-hour, if we draw, what do we see here? We got the juicy left, the skinny right, money flow getting higher as we bounce right into the value area low of the range, which is why Jason Casper told everybody that he was taking along right here. All right. In fact, I longed twice. I longed it twice. I longed it once, got stopped out at a break even, longed it again, told everyone I longed it again. And my reasoning for longing it again, guys, was quite simple. It was because, you know, it was a very key level, right? I am a knife catcher, right? I am a knife catcher. But I'm a responsible knife catcher in the sense that, like, I'm waiting for my confirmation. I'm waiting for my levels, right? Like, I said, you know, I longed once, right? I longed the first time, longed from the daily, and yeah, I'm long the daily here. I hit a TP1, was looking for another long at the 786. And then I did get stopped out of that for a $49 profit, all right? LOL. It was worth a shot. And then I let everyone know, look, I've longed again. I've longed again. And here's the reason. Here's the reason. Now, at the time, it was a low probability trade because we're in a downtrend and every low that's at a key level has been not playing out. But even though it's a low probability trade, my reasoning was, look, I'm taking a small risk on the trade, and after a long day of chop, we're finally at a key level. I waited patiently for this level, and we have bullish divergence here, right? So when you have a plan to take that trade, and you're objectively speaking, you're looking at the chart, you're like, look, I know this is like a low probability trade in the sense that, like, the market's been down all day, and it's a choppy weekend, but look, I have confirmation here. I have confirmation here. And look, the fruit of that is $10,000, man. $10,000. I risked very little to make this 10 grand, comparatively speaking. Right? Comparatively speaking. So let's take a look at some other assets here. I want to look at Ethereum. Ethereum also getting a move to the upside. Let me clear off all my old TA. This is old from February stuff, all right? I honestly haven't looked at ETH in quite some time. But ETH is trading the sideways range just like Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and pull our fixed range volume profile in the Ethereum range. Boom, bam. Oh, man. Let's see what's happening with Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin, are we going to take that low? No. Let's see. Are we going to take the low? No. We're not going to take that low. We took this local low here. We took that local low. Are we going to take the overall low? Let's wait and see. Let's see what Bitcoin's going to do. Wow, she's hesitant to take out that low. There we go. She took the low. Let's see if she reclaims the low. So far, no. So far, no. All right, she has reclaimed the low. All right, there we go. She's reclaimed the low. That is known as a CDW. All right, so she holds above that low. And let's see what happens. All right, that could give us a little bit of a move to the upside here. Let's see what happens. Go ahead and 68,579. Look at that. Just locked in a quick little profit here, about 300 bucks. And my stop loss right now is going to be at a break even. So I basically in a totally risk-free trade right now. All right, totally risk-free trade right now. There's positions that I've taken also the rest of the time here. All right, I have taken a loss there. All right, so but also overall I've taken 2 losses and we're up right now. You know, this is 9, 10, 10,500, 15,000. So we're up like 12 grand here in these last few trades, and I still have these positions open here. We just took another little long trade live as we were waiting for it. This is the kind of stuff we're going to do in the free scalping group if you sign. All right, or BLOFIN. I'm going to be doing this live multiple times a week where I'm looking for scalp trades like that and taking them live, baby. All right. That's the thing, like, this ain't no hindsight analysis, baby. All right, this is stuff I'm doing in real time. I'm telling people, look, I'm long in here. I made 10 grand since last night, and it's not hindsight analysis. I'm telling everybody what I'm doing, and I'm putting real money on these trades, man. This ain't no $1 trades, all right? These ain't no $1 trades, all right? I'm putting hundreds of thousands of dollars on these trades, all right? Here, that was a CDW. If we don't hold this, all right, if we don't hold this level, and it looks pretty good, I have to say, like, the 1 minute looks good, definitely enough for a little scalp, but who knows, all right? If you're the kind of person that likes money, better close it all now, right? Because right now, I set mine up for a break even. But if we don't hold this CDW, all right, this is some exclusive. Make sure to like the dang stream, all right? Because I'm giving all the juice today for free. This is some Casper Crew only type stuff, all right? But if we don't hold this CDW here, the next place to look is going to be coming down to around that Fibonacci golden pocket at around 68K with the POC, the back test of this, right? The back test of this. And just so you know, guys, look, I'm also short. I'm also short, up over $1,000 in the short trade that I gave in the Casper Crew just earlier today, right here at 10:52 a.m., looking for a move down from 69.7 to 68.6. And what do you know? Here we are right now at 68.6 for the dang trade. The exact plan that I had written out in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, like literally, guys, the exact plan, looking to short it down to here for a long trade, is exactly what we're doing right now. It's exactly what we're doing right now. Okay. That's exactly what we're doing right now. Isn't that crazy? Just draw it and Bitcoin follows. You know, that's the trick. Jason, how do you get the you just draw it and Bitcoin follows. Look, I can't explain it, man. You know, I sound like a real, when I say stuff like that, I sound like one of those fake traders on the internet. Look, man, it's just, you get that intuition after you've been a trader for so long, you know? You just get that feeling in your gut. You know, I trade with my guts, baby. I trade with my guts. All right. So let's see here. Someone says I have a bad connection. Is that true? It's probably just my computer overheating. All right. All right. We will take a look at Ethereum. Okay. We will take a look at Ethereum here. But yeah, let's take a look at Ether. So let me set an alert actually on Bitcoin in case we come down lower, because I still would be interested in this right here. Set an alert. Have an alert set. Guys, smash up the dang likes. All right, look at this. We're up 800. We're up $1,000 right now in minutes. $1,000 in minutes, baby. All right, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Quick, draw it up to 10 gajillion. Yeah. What scalping group? I'm opening up a private scalping group in my Discord. All right, and it's just gonna be stuff just like this trade I just took here, where a few times a week I'm gonna go live in my Discord. All right, it's a private room in my Discord. It's not open yet, but if you want to join, you have to sign up either using ANTARCTIC, which is the exchange I'm trading on right now, a decentralized exchange, or look at this, man. Look at this. Either sign up with ANTARCTIC or BLOFIN. All right, both those exchanges will give you exclusive VIP fees. And all right. Now, let's see. It looks like we're at the top of this mini range here. Let's go to our 5-second time frame real quick. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. I'm actually gonna try and short this. Let's see if I can short it. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see if this works out here. I'm just going for this top of the range, 5-minute bear div, 5-second bear div. I mean, let's see. Let's see if she plays out or not. Let's see if we get wrecked or not, baby. Let's pull a local fib here. I gotta pull a fib. I gotta refresh this. Yep, looks like we're getting wrecked. Let's see here. Let's see if we get wrecked. Looks like yes. Looks like the answer is yes. Looks like the answer is yes. Wrecked, baby. All right, that's A-okay. That is A-okay. All right, that is A-okay. Let's pull it up to here. 69,143. All right, let's see what happens up here. All right. That short trade was worth a shot, in my opinion. Oh, crap. Oh, no. All right, let's do this. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. All right, so I have taken a loss, all right, on that whole ordeal. I've taken a loss of $400, profit of $800, net profit of $400. Still have a portion of the long open, $600. So I'm up right now $1,000 on these trades, one win, one loss. Plus, I'm up also on this short trade that I took earlier today. So let's see what happens. We're also going to go ahead and pull our fib from the high to the low. See, oh, we're coming up to the Fibonacci golden pocket. You know what? You know what? I can't help it. I can't help it, guys. I just get so dang scalpy. I cannot help this. Let's go ahead and pull our fib from high to low here. And let's go ahead and pull our volume profile here. Oh man, we're supposed to be doing ETH analysis, but let's see what happens here. Let's see, we're going to come up to this area here. Let's see. If we come up to that area, let's go to our 5-second time frame here. Let's see if we get a scalp signal from the 5-second here. All right. Am I still short from 74? Yeah, I am. Yeah, I am. I am. Yeah, I'm short from, actually it's 73.5. I'm in two positions. I'm short on this account from 73, I guess. And I'm short on another account from 73. Yeah, so 73. I'm short from 73. Dang it, man. Looks like we're getting that move down now. Crapola. Crapolia. Oh well. It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot, man. Trade was worth a shot. All right. Let's set some alerts here. Worth a shot, guys. It really was. I'll pull from the local golden pocket here. Just set an alert, and then we'll take a look at ETH, all right? Man. That short trade was worth a shot. Just wicked out. Should have used a looser stop, smaller position size, but hey, it happens, guys, all right? Plus, I'm still in a $176,000 short from a little bit higher, so, you know, not trying to get greedy here. Let's move this stop loss to higher there. See what we got. Sure, we're going to lock in. Yeah, good. 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 All right, cool. So let's take a look at ETH, guys. ETH has come down to also value area low of the range. Go ahead and pull a Fibonacci from the low to the high. And we're bouncing also from the Fibonacci golden pocket. Honestly, guys, ETH is looking like she wants to come up. Let's take a look at everything. First of all, like, Bitcoin and ETH have confirmed weekly green dots on market Cipher B. All right, this don't happen unless a serious bottom is in or close to being in, right? So you got a serious bottom signal at key support here. We go to our daily market Cipher B. It looks like we want to get that move. It looks like we want to print a tight trigger wave on the 0 line here. We go to the 4-hour time frame, and we technically have bullish divs on the 4-hour as well. For like, we got these two green dots down here as we come and dip and make that low. And also we got the nice anchor trigger action going here. Right, we come down to our 1-hour, and ETH on the 1-hour looking beautiful as we made that bottom. I mean, you just got multiple drive of bullish div here. Money flow starting to curve to the upside, right? So it looks like a nice bottom. We're above the POC, which is really nice. We've changed market structure here, which is really nice. We actually had a breakout and a back test of this beautiful level right here. We just put a little ray on the chart. We had a beautiful breakout and back test of this. We're making higher highs. Honestly, it looks pretty dang bullish. Now let's talk about where I would look for some resistance. Well, I say we can come back up to value area high of our range, and let's go ahead and pull our fib from the high to the low. Perfect confluence with the golden pocket at around 2,000 to 2,100. The Casper pocket, as I call it. The CP. All right. It could be known as the Casper pocket or the Cuban pocket. All right. The CP, as it's called. As people call it. The old CP. Actually, what's hilarious is CP has a meaning in my life. So when I was a kid, story time, all right? My friend Chris Jackson. Shout out to Chris Jackson if you're watching this, bro. He fell asleep on my couch, and we looked all My friend Mike, he taps me on the shoulder. He's like, hey, Jay, look. I'm like, what? He's like, look, Chris's penis is showing. And we looked, and sure enough, it was showing. And we were dying, man. It was just hilarious. We thought it was the funniest thing, right? So from that point on, we started saying CP all the time, Chris's penis. But he didn't know about it. He never knew about it. To this day, he doesn't know about it unless he's watching this right now. Chris Jackson, we saw your fib. All right? And whenever we said CP and started cracking up, we were laughing at you, bro. No offense. So they call it the Casper Pocket. They call it the CP. All right? That's a true story, by the way. The CP coming on in, like, right around this area, gonna make a lower high. That's where it's gonna be, right in the CP. All right? And, yeah, then we could probably come down, make another lower low. But if we can reclaim CP, all right? If we can reclaim the CP, then, yeah, I don't see why we actually can't squeeze up to around 2,500. Because this is just super squeezable right here. With a weekly green dot, this is just begging to get taken out. All these people who are short from here, they deserve to get wrecked, all right? They deserve to get wrecked, all right? Whew, man, I gotta stretch out the arm. It's tough walking, pacing, holding the laptop, talking to, how many people are in the stream? 300? 300 people in the live stream. Smash up the dang likes, guys. We got 300 people in here. We have 1 like. We have 1 like? Are you serious, man? 1 like? That's crazy. It's crazy. 1 like. Sheesh. I'm telling you, man. What in the world? With 1 like. That is crazy. That is crazy. Yeah, so that's the deal with ETH, man. Let's check back on our Bitty. Our Bitcoin, baby. All right. Yeah, let's see what's up with Bitcoin. We're about equally positioned right now across the board. I've got about $200,000 long, about $200,000 short. So let's see. Let's come back to our Bitcoin chart and let's pull a little fib here. Thanks for the likes, guys. Remember, if you want to join the exclusive group, all you got to do is sign up to one of the exchanges in the pinned comment. All right, it's totally free to join. Yeah, we're at the local CP, actually. You know, got the local CP right here. We reclaim local CP. Let's see if we can't get a little higher, all right? Let's see if we can't get a little bit higher here. You know what that reminds me? I have to pay some people. $224 likes. Yeah, I was kind of joking. Where's the treadmill? The treadmill's over here, guys. There's the treadmill. Let's see if we can get a picture of the office. There's my office over there. See, this is the way a real trader trades. This is the way a real trader trades, guys. Okay. A real trader has foldable chairs from Amazon with a foldable table from Amazon, right? And a treadmill from Amazon plugged in outside, okay? That's the way a real trader trades, all right? Don't give me this, you got 27 monitors, whatever. All these people on the internet with 27 billion monitors and all this. Look, I'm out here with a dang treadmill and some folding chairs. You guys see the trades I'm taking here. You know, trading's not about all the fancy stuff. It's about freedom, man. Trading is about freedom, about not having to be in the office, about being outside in the sunshine with 2 foldable chairs, all right? Without having a boss to tell you not to do that. You know what I'm saying? Trading's about pacing back and forth outside. It's about being free, man. It's about being free, you know? Screw the man, screw the system. That's why we got into trading in the first place, right? Am I right or am I wrong? You know? Am I right or wrong? You know? Honestly, my dang trading setup is no joke. I'm not even kidding. It's this. This is my trading office here. I got my laptop. I got iPhone number 1. I got iPhone number 2. All right? I got 2 phones. One for the business and one for the coin. Bitcoin, that is. And then I got the iPad, right? I got the iPad, you know? And the iPad even says, it's got a little inscription on here. I don't know if you could read it, but it says Jason Casper, Hearts, Big Butts 28. Isn't that cute? Isn't that so cute? That's my trading office, man. That's all you need. That's all you need. You know, you don't need these fancy, twisted, bent monitors here and there and all this crap. I don't stuff, man. You don't need that stuff, man. Look at this, the short trade, man, right from the Casper pocket, though. The more monitors, the better the trader. That's true. Yeah, who needs a standing desk anyway? Well, I'll tell you, the truth is, if you're going to stream like this, one hand for the mouse and keyboard and the other hand for the computer stand, I'll tell you, you might get a little bit of tennis elbow, all right? I got a little bit of tennis elbow. Oh, man. The elbow is the worst place to get tattooed. If you ever got an elbow tattoo, you guys know that that is not fun. That is not fun at all. It's not fun at all. All right, let's... We're getting a drippity droop drop down, baby. We're getting a drippity droop drop down right now. All right, we'll put our stop above that 786 here. And, that is cute, right, Nash man? I know, right? That's what I thought, too. I bought the iPad. They're like, you can get a custom inscription on it. I'm like, really? All right, what the heck? What the heck? You know what's funny is I put Jason Casper and Big West 28 in all my stuff, right? I got a custom Bible as well, a Hebrew Bible. The Westminster Lexingradix Codex, whatever. King James Version parallel with the, you know, that German Bible manuscript in Hebrew, and it says Jason Casper, Big West 28. It's a paperback book. They put that on a paperback book. Isn't that funny? All right, so Bitcoin getting a little bit of a drippity droop drop here. You know, we're chopping around, but look, honestly, in Chop City, you know, I made one bad move here, but I think we're doing pretty dang good in Chop City. Ethereum looking pretty nice. I feel like ETH has the potential for a move to the upside. Let's do some local TI on ETH here, figure out what she wants to do. I would say this for ETH, guys. If we're going to get a higher low coming in, then I would be very interested in a backtest of 1957. All right, 1957. This is before like the whole like hippie movement happened. You know, American culture was at its peak according to the internet and some of the conservative circles. They make it seem like the 50s was like heaven or something. But 1957, that was a great year. I remember back in 1957, my neighbor had an electric house, all right? My friend's mom, she had an electric washer. She had, for clothes, she had an electric washer for dishes. She had an electric ice box. And she could keep stuff cold in there. It was all electric. General Electric, the company. My mom, she had to do laundry by hand, and it sucked because we had to help her, you know? We had to help her. And all we could do after school was help her with the chores. We had to wash dishes by hand, wash the clothes by hand. We had to wash everything by hand. Every day, the iceman would come, drop ice for the ice box. The milkman would come. It was a tough life back then in 1957, but I'm bullish on 1957. If we get a move down to there, I would look for the bounce, baby. That's a higher low, right? Right from the golden pocket, the back test of the POC. Look at that, the local Casper pocket. Casper pocket, the old CP. Right there. All right, and of course, Casper pocket, then I would look to take the lows again. Because let's clear off this ETH chart here, guys. I'm going to clear everything off. Objectively speaking, right now, this was a nice low. I'm not going to lie. That was a nice low. But we do have a little bit more liquidity down here still at this level right here. At 1906. 1906. Wow, you know, Abraham Lincoln wasn't on the penny until 1909. That's 3 years before Abraham Lincoln was on the penny. Eagle instead of Abraham. All right. That would be a CDW. I would look for that. I would look for that kind of move there. Let's go ahead and pull our CP one more time, actually. We'll pull the CP from the macro low to the macro high. Yeah, I mean, we did. That is a nice move into the CP. But maybe we come down just a little bit lower, tap into the 0.65 there. We would have some really nice bullish dip if that happened. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I said if. If. It's a big old if. All right, a big old if. Any public chat eggs today? Yeah. How old am I? I'm very old. Like, I'm super old. I am... Let's see. I was born in 42. So how old is that? Born in 42. Man, that puts me at when you get to my age, you're not good at math, all right? You're not good at math. Shout out to Valerie. Yeah, what were we gonna take a look at? Yeah, the eggs. Egg drop. All right, let's do some eggs here. Let's see. Let's do an egg drop. Yeah, we'll do some eggs, guys. If you don't know what eggs are basically the currency of the Discord. And if you get these eggs in the Casper Crew Discord, not the paid Discord, the free and the paid Discord, right? You can enter to win hundreds of dollars every single month. Like, we're giving away $500 once a month. Every week, we're giving away $300. These eggs are valuable in the Discord, and if you're in my streams, if you're in the on Twitter posts and all this stuff, the more active you are in the community, the more eggs you get. So we have these quests that you need to do in order to get eggs. All right, so I'm going to do a quest right now. Drop, egg drop, and we're going to go ahead and do it. And let's see. It's a public live stream, right? Yeah, okay. And what's the code word going to be? There's a secret code word. I think it's going to be orange dress. Orange dress. Yeah, it's a nice dress. That's a nice dress. Orange dress, all right? Orange dress. It's taking a minute here. There we go. Huh. Well, that's weird. Oh, wait, no, here it is. There we go. Yeah, orange dress. Go ahead and type in orange dress. You'll get some eggs, all right? They're exchangeable for cash and other cool things, all right? Other cool things. Hang on, I gotta charge this laptop. It's gonna die. Laptop's gonna die. You walk around me talking on the phone? Yeah, me too. I do too, honestly, yeah. That's the way to go. Let's see here. ETH is rising according to the phone notifications. We have a local ending channel on Solana. What do you mean? Yeah, the pacing is simulating the treadmill. Do you focus more on scalping or swing trading? Well, it depends, right? So, like, if you can scalp, like, you can make a lot of money scalping, and then you don't have to worry about what the market does the rest of the day, right? Like, honestly, since last night, I mean, I'm up thousands of dollars from pretty much scalping. But the thing is, one of the scalps turned into a major move, right? So I did not expect that to be a swing trade, but it did turn into one, right? So that's this guy right here, up over almost 11 grand right now. Orange dress. Yeah, orange dress. That's the code word for the eggs, guys. Because my wife's wearing an orange dress. She looks beautiful. She looks beautiful. Did I move out? My parents kicked me out. Honestly, that's the thing. My parents kicked me out. They said, Jay, look, you've been living in our garage now. You're 35 years old. You're about to be 36 in August. And they were embarrassed. They were embarrassed to have me. Because every time people came over, they would hear me screaming the pump song from the garage. And it was really embarrassing for my parents. You know, I tried to explain to the company that would come over what I was doing, and when they saw me with the Pikachu hat and the plunger, it was really embarrassing for my parents. So they kicked me out, and yeah, so I swam to Cuba, and now here I am. Here I am in Cuba. You know? Oh, I get it. Local ascending channel. Ascending channel. Ah, I get it, man. That is so funny. Ha 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 ha. Let's check out Sol. Local ass ending channel. Let's check it out here. 6-minute time frame. What do you guys think about the smooth jazz? I feel like the consensus is most people hate smooth jazz. But, you know, for me, I love smooth jazz, you know? Smooth jazz lowers cortisol. Yeah, I see this ascending channel here on Solana. So I'd say this, like, our next resistance is going to be the support resistance flip coming in right around here. Right around here. You know? Give me 1 second here, guys. The egg code is orange dress. All right, that's the egg code, is orange dress. So yeah, that's the egg code. Ugh. That is the egg code. Sorry guys, I'm fumbling around with the dang laptop charger here. Got to give myself a little bit of a charge. All right. Yeah, the egg code is orange dress, all one word, Red Elephant. Can I show my fixed range settings? Sure. My fixed range settings are as follows. All right. I use row size 200, value area 70. All right. Row size 200, value area 70. Shout out to Crypto Coons. Shout out to Crypto Surfer. He says, who is this guy? This is Jason Cuban. Yeah, I'm out here. Look, I'm in Cuba. It's basically the Caribbean. It's basically the Caribbean. Is it Caribbean or Caribbean? I don't know. Yeah, so we have this next resistance here on Solana at around 85.83. If we get some bear divs there, it might make for a scalp short. Let's go ahead and analyze the macro sideways range here on Solana. Ugh. This is why I can't sit down, guys. I start to yawn, right? I start to yawn. I start to get tired. Yeah, so we're at the POC. I would say this. You know, we might be able to get a scalp short from 85.83 and look for a back test of the POC and then eventually get our move up to here. Or we get a deeper retrace and make our way back down to the Casper pocket, which is coming down around here. All right. Just a quick reminder, guys, all right, if you're just joining the stream now, if you want to join the scalping group, sign up to Antarctic, decentralized exchange, and you'll get exclusive VIP fees of 0% limit order, 0.02% market order. The thing I love about Antarctic is you can put it on split mode so that you can be in multiple positions at once, right? So I've got like these are honestly, they all start out as scalp trades, right? So this right here, these juicy bigger positions, they're not bigger positions, they're just up more money. And then locally I'm scalping this tiny little like local range right here, right? So, you know, I'm up 13 grand on these trades, I'm up over $1,000 on these trades, and they can all be open at the same time. That's what's so cool about Antarctic. It's totally decentralized, and they haven't even dropped their token yet, right? It's a new exchange. They're going to drop their token. It's going to be super valuable, right? When everyone sees the tokenomics, they're going to be like, this is legit. All right, we're on DeFi Llama, we're on Coin Gecko. All right, it's legit, and you don't have to worry about any hanky-panky. It's all decentralized, right? You can also join the scalping group by signing up to BLOFIN. Link is in the pinned comment, pinned chat in the live stream. All right, Yeah, but Solana, I think we could get a move up too. Let's pull the local fib. I mean, look, the cash per pocket. We have a lot of nice confluence here. A lot of these coins, if these are going to be higher lows, I mean, these are some really nice levels for a higher low. I mean, look at this. We'll pull the fib, low to high. You know, bouncing from the dang cash per pocket. I'd say a lot of these assets look like they could come higher. The only thing that gives me caution here, guys, is the fact that you can never trust a weekend low. Can't trust a low that happens on the weekend, right? And can't trust a pump that happens on a Monday either. I'm actually curious. Do we have a CME gap on Bitcoin here? Let's check it out. Do we have a CME gap on Bitcoin? This is Coinbase, right? Yeah. Let's see if we have a CME gap here on Bitcoin. I think we closed it, right? When did we? Yeah, we already filled it. Yeah, it is to the upside. Yeah, so that's not gonna happen anymore, man. I can't help but think that this 1 hour looks bullish, man. I'm feeling bullish overall, like on everything. You know, I feel like we might be in for a nice move up to 82,000 from here, honestly. You know, that is a really nice level right now. The fib, golden pocket. We got the support resistance flip here. You know. The monthly, see, this is why I can't stand still. You got the monthly order block. You got the support resistance flip. Basically, you got the back test here. You got the back test of these candle bodies. And, you know, the weekly. Man, you know what, guys? You know what? Like, we could see a Bitcoin bottom sooner than maybe I want, right? If this monthly, now of course it's too early to tell, but once this monthly gives us the green dot, man, you know, the weekly has confirmed a signal that we have not confirmed since the exact bottom, right? And the time before that, we didn't even get a double. We just got a single. We got a single the time before that. Maybe this time we get a triple. Maybe we go single, double, triple. That would be interesting. Wouldn't that be interesting if we get single bottom, double bottom, triple bottom, every cycle just adds a dot? That would be pretty interesting. Yeah, that would be. Shout out to Alex O. He says the most handsome man in crypto. I think you're talking about yourself, bro. I think I'm the most ugly man in crypto. The only reason I'm in Cuba, I tried to go to Miami and they wouldn't let me in. I'm too ugly. And my car wasn't cool enough. I rolled up there in my 2018 Dodge Ram 1500. My crooked teeth and they said, Jason, I'm sorry, but you don't qualify for residence here. You're too ugly. I said, well, what can I do? They said, well, you can swim to Cuba. I said, all right, let's do that. Let's do that. You know, that's what I said. And that's what happened. Shout out to this guy in the chat. He says, silver is king. He says, no more crypto, no more backdoors on our hardware / software, no more miners, no more fraud, no more hidden deals or trades, no more slavery. Stop using everyone as printers. God bless everyone. God bless you too, man. And I honestly do have to agree with you. I think silver is king. Like, silver is biblical money, right? Kesef is how you say money in Hebrew, right? Ainli harbe kesef. I don't have a lot of money. Or Yeshli Harbe Kesef. I have a lot of money. But, you know, look. Here's the thing about crypto. Like, you know, at the end of the day, let's be honest. The reason why we're into silver, the reason why we're into gold, the reason why we're into crypto is because we want to preserve our purchasing power, right? So, if your two choices are crypto or fiat, I mean, crypto for me seems to be the way to go, at least for now, right? I understand that in my opinion, Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general is probably created by, you know, central intelligence from various nations in order to onboard people to a digital currency system, to normalize and entice people into a digital currency system, which eventually will be completely tracked and traced and enslave everybody digitally. And our bodies will be on the blockchain. Everything will be on the blockchain. Everything will be on the blockchain, including you, right? But, you know, I'm at a point now where, like, I'm literally leverage trading crypto futures right now. Like, I'm not even trading actual Bitcoin. This is just, I'm trading futures. So, I mean, I'm up right now $15,000 in the last few days, like, trading this, you know, that's as far as it goes, I guess. All right. I'm up 15 grand in the last few days. Last week, I was up like over 15 grand trading Bitcoin futures. And if I wanted to buy silver with that money, I could, right? So, and I do. Like, I'm big into gold and silver. Like, I am. I'm not even kidding. I hold many accounts that are backed by physical gold and silver. I even hold actual gold and silver hidden in a safe deep underground in the mountains. But you got to look at everything as a means to something else, right? You can't look at any asset as a means to an end. You can't even look at silver as a means to an end, because you can't eat silver, and it's not really that liquid, right? At the end of the day, what do we really want? We want food and shelter and security. So, you know, we need to be more open-minded than just saying this is the one asset that will fix everything or change everything. Really, we need to say there's a lot of different assets that we can use to acquire tangible wealth that we can use to live. So for me, that's land, that's real estate, that's animals, that's weapons, you know, that's community, building community. You have to break out of your one asset kind of deal, you know. Am I a Jew? Well, I just made 15 grand in 2 days. What does that tell you? No, but look, yeah, I am Jewish. Like, I was not raised Jewish, but I do have Jewish ethnicity. I come from Italian Jews in Italy, Italian Jews on my dad's side. Jason sits, Bitcoin goes sideways. Yeah, seriously, right? I'm not used to sitting. I got that magical superpower, changing my hair color and length anytime. I know. Yeah, right now I've got this haircut going on. What do you guys think? What do you think of this hair, guys? Looks good, right? What good food is there in Cuba? I mean, we got the plátanos maduros, you know, tostones y mangos, and guavas. And honestly, picadillo, Cuban picadillo, real Cuban picadillo, is like some ground beef, get some raisins, some olives, get some peppers, some onions, some cumin, and saute it all up in there in the pan, and then over some arroz, some rice, right? Some arroz. Oh, mold time. Mold time. Man, look at this crazy chop with Bitcoin right now. I hope this is a big bull flag. I'm hoping this is a big bull flag. I'm hoping that this Bitcoin keeps pumping up with our $200,000 position. Let's go, baby. You know. Silver is antibacterial. Yeah, colloidal silver. You're right. Okay, so if you have colloidal silver, now I'm big into that stuff. Who's taking care of the chicken farm in Cuba? You know, where I live, it's a community of, we got a lot of people there that are farmers and homesteaders and all that. So, you know, we've got the homestead fully secured right now. Are empanadas in Cuba? Do I speak Cubanese? I guess not, R Pink. I'm sorry, man. Oil will crush the market. Big dip coming. Let's take a look at oil. Let's take a look at oil here. Oof. You know, I mean, I have a feeling like, I mean, obviously we have a gap right here on oil. We have a gap right here on oil. That might be a nice bottom. I mean, look at the gap to the upside on oil. Why don't we just fill the gap and then pump? This is a pretty intense breakout here, you know. Like I said before, I have never seen anything necessarily bullish on the chart, but I did say we're forming a bullish pattern, and oil's probably going to pump if there's a war. This is wild. You know, obviously last week we get the big gap. Let's go ahead and pull some fibs here on oil. Maybe we get a good entry. Right from the Casper pocket too. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? The Casper pocket. Let's pull the local support Casper pocket. I mean, the Casper pocket support would put us right back here. Let's pull the volume of the range. So the first filling of the gap would be right at value area high, and then coming to back test the breakout, we have the POC and the Casper pocket. I would be super interested. I'm not saying that this could happen, right? Because I don't know. I'm not an oil guy. But a move like this, it tickles my fancy. Whoa. Sorry, guys. My fancy was getting tickled hardcore right there. Oh, man. Bitcoin crossing some level here. Oh, no. Just as I was talking about how I hope we could stay long. Guys, just so you know, I took this trade live, sniped it from the bottom, all right? And made $800 live, all right? And I'm going to be doing this multiple times a week in my private Discord group. To join, all you got to do is sign up under ANTARCTIC or BLOFIN. Bitcoin taking a dump here, all right? We're still in a $176,000 short trade, up about $1,500. Let's see what happens here. I've closed half the trade. I wasn't going to close until higher, but now that we're consolidating, I decided I do want to close half the trade I took yesterday at 6:05 p.m. in the Casper crew. Told everyone taking it. I've locked in $5,000. I still got $5,000 open. The short trade from last week is up right now $10,000. That's crazy. If I close everything out right now, I could close $20,000. But you know what? I'm satisfied with these gains here just to leave some stuff on the table in case of a big move. If Bitcoin dips down lower here, like I said, I would be looking for a long trade if we come down to back test. That POC zone, you know, around 68K. 68K would be a next major support for Bitcoin if the low is in, which I am feeling pretty bullish here. Like I said, I am feeling pretty bullish. So a move back down to test the support resistance flip that we have right here. The local Casper pocket at around 68K and that POC of the macro range. That could be the next long on Bitcoin that could take us up to 70,400, you know? We could have our dump to the 50s if Israel does something. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. You are curious my take on 2 Peter chapter 3? The whole chapter? I mean, there's so many things. What do you mean? This is a long chapter. Is there anything specific that you're asking about? Is about the day to the Lord is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like a day, or about the scoffers coming, saying, "Where's the sign of his coming"? Or about this, about the, I mean, this is really interesting. I actually preached a sermon that incorporated this section of scripture on my Bible channel. Let's see. Yeah. Billy Casper. The Billy Casper Bible channel. Check it out. Noah's Ark. Did a teaching on Noah's Ark, and I incorporated that scripture. That's a lot of mold. Great job. Great job. That's cool. Kids are doing an experiment for homeschool where they put bread on the toilet seat. And he washed his hands. Oh, Daniel washes his hands. My son washes his hands better than his sister. His hand bread is cleaner. There you go. Noah's Ark, right? You gotta love that thumbnail, right? Look at that, bouncing right from the entry. We need another video on the Billy Casper Bible channel. Yeah, we will. We will. We will. I got a lot of respect on Crypto Lifers live stream. Well, look, I have a lot of respect for Sam, all right? He's a really cool guy. I hung out with him in person, and I hope to hang out with him again when I'm on my way home from Cuba. You know? But, yeah, he's a really cool guy. I like Sam. Had a lot of fun hanging out with him. About the world being destroyed by fire? Yeah, I mean, I believe that the world will be destroyed by fire. That's what it says. The old world destroyed by water, and the current world will be destroyed by fire. That's what it says. So that's what I think about it. Bitcoin will be like the dollar in the 30s. What do you mean by that? Bitcoin will be like the dollar in the 30s. Let's check out the dollar. Let's check out the Dixie. We can't go back that far. All right, the corn is coming down towards the low. Did it stop me out? Yeah, it stopped me out. That's okay. Made 700 bucks on it, right? Made 700 smack runes. I'll take it, right? These are the trades for the week. All right, so maybe we bounce from here, maybe we don't. I don't know. We got a $171,000 short trade open here. Up right now, you know, 16, almost 1,700 bucks. We're in Chop City here. I'm gonna close out a little bit of this short trade here. Lock in another 450 bucks. It was only a scalp trade, right? And yeah, now I'm gonna just hold the rest here. So I'm you know, these are not the only short trades I'm in. I am also in two other short trades on another account that are currently up right now, about 15 grand in total. So I am quite short on Bitcoin right now. These are my other Bitcoin positions on my other Antarctic account. So we're in the short money right now. You know, I can't help it. I am a bear. I am a bear. But let's see what happens, because I do think there is a chance that this week is a very bullish week based on the weekly. So, my next Bitcoin long trade will have to be the golden pocket. Let's clear off all this stuff here. Just do some fresh analysis. These are areas I'm very interested in longing. Yeah, my kids did an experiment for homeschool where they took bread, they like put it on a toilet seat, they touched it with washed hands, they touched it with unwashed hands, they put it on the floor, and they're seeing what different kinds of mold grow on it. They're doing that for homeschool. I think it's pretty cool. I keep telling them that toilet seat bread tastes so dang good. So I am interested in, honestly guys, in this. Hang on, wait a second. Let's go down to our 1 hour. One bad thing about having the laptop outside in the sun is that it overheats and it gets like slow. World will be destroyed by the USA and the Zionist regime. Well, if you believe in that letter that Albert Pike wrote to Mazzini, apparently the Third World War will be the Muslims against the Zionists, and they'll destroy each other. And then the true light of Lucifer will be revealed when the nations are in disarray because of all the confusion and stuff that happens. And it's my opinion also that like a lot of Christians are going to be caught off guard because they think that like the current nation of Israel will never be like destroyed again, or they think that like you know, Jesus will come back, and if there's a war, you know, Jesus is going to come back, and but then if he doesn't come back and there's a war and Israel gets destroyed and the whole world's in utter chaos, people are going to be disillusioned. And that's when the real one world government will be established. That's when the real... People forget, before the period of time that the Bible calls the Great Tribulation, the period of time right before Jesus comes back, there's going to be a worldwide peace. There's going to be like a false peace that comes in. There's going to be like a false savior who comes in to save the day because things are just getting too bad. There's just too much war. There's too much chaos. There's too much deception. There's too much evil, and we need to put an end to this. We need to figure something out. Someone's going to come in with a solution to all those problems, right? There's going to be some kind of a false peace. Things are going to get really good before they get really bad. So all this bad stuff that's happening now, it's gonna culminate in something that seems really good. It's gonna seem really good, but it's gonna be a deception, right? So I forget, why did I even talk about that in the first place? Are we in the beginning of the Messianic Age? Look, I don't know. Look, there's so many views out there, right? There's some people that think like we're in the period of time from Revelation 20 after the millennium, while Satan is like unleashed for a little while to deceive the nations again. You got your post-millennial view, your amillennial view, your premillennial view of eschatology. You've got so many different views. I can't say anything with certainty when it comes to these things, but I can say that I believe in Jesus. I trust that no matter what happens, he's going to work everything out. That my eternal security is with him. No one can snatch me out of his hand, as he says in John chapter 6. And however it's going to work out, it'll work out, right? I just hope I don't get deceived, you know? But I'm open-minded when it comes to eschatology, because who the heck even knows? I think it's impossible to be dogmatic about those things. Some people say we are in the Messianic age right now. Those are people who are, I guess you consider them amillennial. You got post-millennials. I have a good friend who's post-millennial. He believes that humans will usher in the Messianic age, and then Jesus will come back to a Christianized world that is fully Christianized based on the spread of the gospel. And there will actually be peace on earth through the spread of the gospel. I don't agree with that view, but some people really believe that. So who am I to say they're wrong, right? Shout out to Dave Digital. What do I know about the third temple? Yeah, shout out to Senor. I feel you. I mean, so I think, you know, look, I would call myself pre-millennial, so I believe in a future return of Jesus, where he sets up a literal kingdom on the earth, and there's a temple with animal sacrifices going on while Jesus is king on the earth. That's what I believe. I believe that the third temple that will be rebuilt will be, I think that there's going to be a world leader that goes inside of that temple and proclaims himself to be God and will demand worship, and if you don't worship him, he'll kill you. That's what I think about the third temple. And I think the Messiah comes back and cleanses that temple. Very similar to what happened in the days of the Maccabees with Antiochus Epiphanes, where he went into the second temple and desecrated it, and then it was rededicated on Hanukkah. And I think Hanukkah is prophetic to a future time when the Messiah returns. But that's just my view. That's the way I lean. I can't say that with 100% certainty because, you know, I can't tell the future, and I can't even, you know, how can anyone know that their interpretation of prophecy is 100% correct? I always think about, you know, back in the first century, most people's interpretation of Messianic prophecy was correct, but, you know, they weren't correct on all the details. So we just got to be careful. You know, let the scripture say what it says, and don't try and go beyond what you can definitively, you know, don't go beyond what it definitively says, right? All right, so let's see here. Bitcoin's taking a big old drop. Let's see. We're coming down to an interesting level of support here. I've got alerts set. Maybe we can hop in a trade during this stream. We already did hop in a trade during this stream. We made 700. Actually, to be fair, we made 300 on this stream. To be fair, we made 300 on this specific stream. Now today in the Casper crew, we made a lot more than that. Since last night, we're up thousands. In the last hour, we're up 300. Insight on ETH? I already did some ETH TA, if you want to check it out. Basically, I think a bottom looks pretty nice on ETH right now. And then $2,000 resistance we have, and then 1957 support. 1957 support. All right, let's see what happens as we come down to this zone here. This is actually a key support resistance flip that we're hitting into right now. What is this music? Come on, man. This is going to put me right to sleep. We got to get some steps in, guys. Enough of this sitting down stuff. Man, I don't know how people sit all day. How do you guys do it? You all-day sitters, how do you do it? How do you all-day sitters do it? Like, I can't do it. You know, I need to move. I need to move. I don't have any limit order set. I'll mark it in. Do we need animal sacrifices? No, I don't think humans ever needed animal sacrifices. If you believe the author of Hebrews, he straight up says that the blood of bulls and goats never did anything to atone for sin. That's why you had to keep offering the sacrifices over and over again. If they did do anything, then why would you need to continuously offer sacrifice? It didn't fix the problem. So, yeah, I don't think humans need animal sacrifice. I think animal sacrifice serves for a picture that without the shedding of blood, there is no remission of sin. Right? And as long as we live in this current condition of being fallen and sinful, yeah, I think that that's the purpose of the animal sacrifice, right? And when you think about like the Tanakh, the Old Testament, the patriarchs, they committed sins that there was no sacrifice that could atone for. You know, crap. It looks like, yeah, like murder and adultery. There's no sacrifice for murder and adultery. You just got to get the death penalty. So clearly David was forgiven. Clearly Moses was forgiven. Right? All right, let's see as we drippity droop drop down. The S&P headed back down again. Yeah, you need to move too, right? TDA Jane Snow? I feel you, you know? Am I vegetarian? Nah, I've gone through phases of being vegan and vegetarian, but currently I am not. Not even close. Not even close. In fact, already today I had 3 eggs and Greek yogurt. I had 3 eggs, Greek yogurt, a whole bunch of blueberries and zucchini. I'm not vegetarian. Dumpster diving is excellent core training. That's what's up. Shout out to R Pink. I will check him out. You believe we're post-millennium? So do you believe Revelationes? Do you think we're in the period of time in Revelation 20 where Satan is released from prison for a short time to go deceive the nations? Is that the time that you think we're in? Am I a virgin? Yeah. You know, I'm sorry to say. Been married for about 12 years, but I've been too shy this whole time to consummate the marriage. So I don't know how my kids got here. The more I think about that, the more it seems kind of messed up. How did those kids get here anyway? I've read the Bhagavad Gita. I have read parts of it, man. I have, you know. I honestly have. It's very intense. I wish I had more resources to and learn, but I can't really find anything. So, but yeah, I have read parts of it, but I don't know how to make heads or tails of it, to be honest with you. How am I Jewish and a believer in Jesus? I don't know. How was the apostle a believer in Jesus? Or any of the apostles? How were they? That's like, what do you mean? Jesus is Jewish. What are you talking about? Book of Enoch. I love the Book of Enoch. I was just talking about the Book of Enoch the other day with my good friend. Yeah, so the Book of Enoch, I think it contains a lot of truth. I think the Book of Enoch contains a lot of truth. That's my personal view on it. Did Enoch write the book in the form that we currently have it? It's really hard to make any definitive case for that because we have it in Aramaic, in like Second Temple period Aramaic. I definitely believe that a lot of those things in the Book of Enoch, Enoch said. And I do think it contains a lot of truth about what happened back in the day. You know? Let's go to our 6 minute here. Would love a little bit lower right now, but this is a key support. Would love a little bit lower. Can we get a little bit lower? Man, if we start to reclaim this level, though, let's go to our 1 minute. Do we have any kind of reason to long here? Not really. Not really. Dang it. Dang it, Bitcoin. This is a pretty key support resistance flip. Let's go to the 1 hour here. This is pretty key here. This level right here is pretty key. Let's go ahead and put on a different. The Ethiopian version. Yeah, I mean, I believe the Ethiopian version is preserved. You know, I think it is preserved. I have no reason to doubt the Ethiopian version. Short here? Nah, are you joking? I wouldn't short here. I'm only looking for longs here, you know? I'm short from 69,150. Short from up here. Short given in the Casper crew. You know? So. How long have we been streaming right now? An hour 43? Jews are the OG Christians and the OG Antichrist. Yeah, that's true, honestly. That is true. Yeah. Yeah, what do you mean, how can you be Jewish and Christian? Like, the very word Christian means you believe in the Messiah. That's like a Jewish concept. It's just, come on, Bitcoin, you're gonna do this to me now? You're gonna bounce from here? After all this, you're gonna bounce from here? Come on, Bitcoin, don't do it to me now. Come on. What made me take the short? I had a plan. I've had a plan right here. This was my plan. And I shorted it and I longed it, and I longed it live on stream. Made 700 bucks on stream here from this plan. But yeah, this is my plan that I posted in the Casper crew, hoping for this. So the reason I shorted there is because if you look at the 1 minute time frame here, we had the money flow coming down, the momentum coming down as we come up towards the resistance. And so it was a little bit of a scalp trade that I took there. Then in the Casper crew, told everyone looking for a scalp right here on the 5-second time frame. And what do you know? We got that scalp on the 5-second time frame. Made a quick little bit of profit there. Isn't that crazy? And then I did take a loss long the 786. I could have made a profit, but my limit order didn't hit by like a couple bucks. And then the next long I was looking for is pretty much was this one here, guys, and this is the one that we took live on stream, right? So we took this one live on stream, which yeah, played out pretty nice, honestly, because we came down and we got the move all the way back up, and then of course we got stopped out for a $700 profit, right? So $700 profit, and of course our short, we're up 900 bucks. So far in this stream alone, we're up 3 plus 9. We're up 1,200 bucks on this stream right now. Since last night, I'm up right now like 12 grand. Man, I hope that we don't bounce from here, man. Let's check out the order flow. We do have some bullish CBD, actually. Man. Jay Casper, are you really about to FOMO in right now? Oh! Is he about to FOMO in? I don't... Let's see here. I really hope that we can do something like this. You know? Check out our 12-minute here. I'm gonna FOMO in. I'm gonna FOMO in here. Do not try this at home, guys. All right? Do not try this at home. You got a piece of gum and $3. That's nice. I might need that money back. I just FOMO'd into a trade. Per kid. $3 per kid. My goodness. Do I fear that some little guy will one day take me out with a slingshot and a stone? I hope not. How's Dolores from the diner? Man, I haven't seen her in quite some time. You know, I miss walking into the diner. Hey, Jay, how you doing? You're looking kind of skinny there, hun. You should eat some pancakes with some extra Aunt Jemima's maple syrup. You know? I'm humming along to my smooth jazz. I really do enjoy the smooth jazz, you know. Someone said we have a 3-minute bull div. I don't see it. I don't see it. It looks like we want to get a move up and then a move down, honestly. Looks like we might get a little move up and a little bit of a move down. So let's see what happens here. 68370. We can reclaim this level, guys. We could pump a lot more. I'm going to be pulling my fib here. Shout out to Moose XXL. Is Jesus my Messiah? Of course he is. He's the Messiah of the whole world. You know? Is he your Messiah? Hope he is. Okay, we're getting a little bit of a rejection from that key level there. So. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Come on, baby. Come on. I guess the position history only goes so far. Let's see what happens here. If you drew a parallel channel from the local top, Bitcoin bounced from the bottom of that channel. Interesting, man. Do it. Let's pull that channel. Shout out to R Pink. See what you mean. Oh, actually. Ah, yeah, man. I like what you're looking at there, man. I'm picking up what you're putting down there, man. I'm picking up what you're putting down. You're going lower? All right. We'll go lower then. Who's taking care of the homestead? I've already mentioned I have a whole team of people taking care of the homestead. I have a whole team of actual farmers taking care of the homestead. And no, I would never rent a house. What a waste. What a waste. I bought this house in full because I sold Bitcoin at $120,000. So I will never regret selling Bitcoin at the top so that I could live in tropical paradise during the winter. I will never regret that. I will never regret that. Bitcoin could be $1 million tomorrow, and I would never regret that I took profit at the top like I planned, and I used that take profit to escape the dread of winter. Praise the Lord. Thank you, Jesus. You know, I will never regret that. Ah, crap, my Mac's gonna die again. That's one problem about trading and walking, and streaming and walking, is computer dies. I'll sit here on top of this fire pit that I've got here. Am I gonna donate anything? No, I've never donated anything. Just kidding. Oil view. Yeah, sure. Let's take a look at crude oil, but first let's monitor this this scalp trade here. Looks like we're coming down on the 5-second. I'm gonna have to de-risk. All right. Lock in a tiny little profit there. And yeah, let's take a look back at oil. So basically, look, I mean, if you shorted the golden pocket, excellent. We're at value area high. We're about to fill the gap, right? We're about to fill that gap. We're bouncing from value area high right now. Let's go to the 1 hour. I would look to fill the gap, and then really, like, a really nice place would be to retest the breakout of this channel, this wedge, should I say, where we have the golden pocket 786 and POC combo right there, you know? I know, I should power the laptop with the treadmill. Seriously, man. Yeah, that's kind of my view on the oil. On oil. On oil. How do Southern people say oil? They say like oil. I guess that's all. It only shows a certain number of trades right now. All right, let's see what happens with this. I'm going to make sure that I lock in like a tiny profit on it, you know? You thought Americans can't buy real estate in Cuba? Look, I don't play by the rules, man. Plus, I am Cuban. I'm actually Cuban. Probably back to 67 and pump again. That's what I'm looking at. Oh, wow. I'm not looking as low as 67. I'm looking around 68, actually. I'm looking around 68. 68. Are my rapping days over? No. Give me a beat to rap over, and I'll rap. Give me a beat to rap over. Post the title of the track in the YouTube chat, and I'll rap over it. All right? Look at that, guys. Look at that. Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong, baby. Look at this. So far on stream, we have made 1700. We made about $1,300 during this live stream just scalping. This is going to be normal in my Discord group, guys, so make sure to join because I'm not going to be doing this on public live stream once we get the group going. I will once sometimes, obviously, but not regularly. Not regularly. My favorite orange guy wants to invade Cuba. In Cuba, we don't call him Trump, we call him Anaranjado. Anaranjado. Señor Anaranjado. You know? You're right, I am missing Gartic. It's 2 o'clock. It's game time in the Casper crew. Is this true? Trump on Cuba? Let's Google. Oh my goodness. Man, my favorite orange man. Man, oh man, there's nothing that gets me more excited in life than this. I mean, come on, guys. Like the video, for at least for this. Come on. Come on. Alright, guys. I'm going to head out, alright? We've been live for 2 hours. God bless everyone in Jesus' name. I hope that you enjoyed the stream. I hope you found it valuable. Make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.